The Washington County Jail had its annual inspection by the Ohio Bureau of Adult Detention. The inspection took place on October 29th. The jail was found to be compliant with all 179 standards that are inspected each year. Jail Administrator Major Kevin Carr says a large part of the inspection looks at the living conditions in the jail.
A lot of them have to do with medical. We have to make sure that we're adhering to those standards, as well as the living conditions, temperature, cleanliness of showers, food that's prepared and served, safety and security of the inmates in here. Some inmates are here on low-level charges, others on higher profile charges, and they do not need to be mixed together for their own safety.
Carr adds that the jail has had a 100% compliant record since its opening in 2004.